Hey guys, I'm just getting all set up here, so give me a second. I'm going to share to my group. Make sure everybody can see it. There I am. Give everybody a second to get on. I'm gonna make bone broth today, so we'll get that going in here in a second. I'm gonna go over. All right, making sure that I am in the group. There we go. All right. Hopefully everybody will jump on here in a second and we'll show you guys how to make some bone broth. How's everybody doing on this rainy day here? At least it's raining here. Let me get set up here. Kind of go this way. All right. Comment if you're there, so I know that I'll check the comments in a minute. Can't see them, so I've got this kind of far away. But today I'm making bone broth, y'all. So I'm going to show you how to do that in just a second. Let everybody get on. On. Start getting some stuff ready here. If you're there, say hi. I don't have this over on YouTube. At the same time, I was going to try to do it on Instagram, but my computer was not wanting me to do it. So I'm just doing the Facebook, and I'll share it on YouTube later. So no Instagram this time. Maybe I'll do a Instagram only. Hi, Larissa. Okay, so I'm gonna make bone broth here in a minute, but first I want to have a little rant because I need to have a rant this morning. Not at y'all, at Keto Police. So, those of you that are watching, I just cut the tip. I washed all my vegetables. I cut the tips off my celery. I call it the butt, the stem, by the roots, because I don't like that part. But I do keep all the greens. So while I'm talking, I'm going to chop this up. I've got 2 carrots. I only use 2 carrots because that's going to make a whole big batch. And these 2 carrots are going to add some flavor, but they're not going to add that many carbs for a whole giant batch. So now I've got that out of the way, let me talk about my rant. So when I first started keto, the first time I started it, I joined a bunch of, like every keto group there was. And, people are mean. And that's why I ended up quitting the first time I tried it. Because I was like, this is not for me. People aren't nice. And, my hormones were all out of whack from going through menopause, so I wasn't losing at the time, so I just took a break and stepped away. Well, then I found my way back. But there's a few groups that I'm still in that I never left because I just never got around to it, and I don't ever post in there or anything like that. But I just happened to see a post today that I commented on, and so I just wanted to share with you guys my rant about this post. So, I don't know if I shared it in our group. Some of you have seen that Chick-fil-A is now showing what you can order off their menu that's keto friendly. Now, does that mean that the Chick-fil-A food is perfect, strict keto, with nothing in it that we're not supposed to have? No. It means they have some options. If you are out and about, if you're on a trip, if you're on vacation, or if you have a busy life and you just got to do what you got to do. So I know people that work out of their car 24/7, like they drive all over the country working out of their car. Now, obviously, you can't meal prep if you do that. If you work in your car during the day, but you go home every night, you can pack lunches for the week and take them with you and your snacks and all that. But if you are like working all the time, traveling all the time, even if it's not from your car, if you're flying places and traveling, you have to eat fast food. There's really no way around it, or at restaurants. So the fact that Chick-fil-A is offering these things and saying, or they had already offered these things, people just didn't, maybe not known how to make it to where you can have it. Now they're kind of giving you the ideas. So those people that didn't already know. Anyways, so first thing someone says is, well, they're not keto because they have this, that, and the other in their chicken. They have maltodextrin and they have blah, blah, blah. Well, it's fast food, people. Of course it's going to have stuff in it. And if she thinks that any other fast food place, like Burger King, McDonald's, or any of those are better, have at it, right? It just irritates me. I hate keto police. I'm pretty strict keto, but I do allow myself to eat out every so often because you allow a treat, right? You want to go have a burger with your son or with your husband or whoever or whatever. You can still stay keto, take the bun off and all that. It may not be perfect, like if you made it at home. May have some hidden sneaky carbs in there or sneaky ingredients, but it's not an everyday thing. But for those people who have to do it every day, you know, let's give them a break, right? Right? What do you guys think about that? Put in the comments about what you think about that. So anyway, let me get you started on the bone broth real quick. You guys comment so I can see your comments. Y'all share the video too. I'm gonna take today's people who shared and the one from yesterday, and I'm gonna combine them and draw a name for a prize. So I'm gonna take my lid off and get out of the way for a second. Well, I'll put it over here. So going into the pot, there's nothing in here yet. I've got about 4 or 5 stalks of celery and the tips. And these carrots, I've just rough chopped them, guys. They're not even like in small chunks. And I'm leaving the skin on because the skin has really good nutrition in it. And I'm not going to eat these, so I just want the flavor, basically. I'm going to cut up 1 onion and put in there. Hi, Jeanette. And put in there. Get the skin off. And I'm going to rough chop it too. I do take the skin off the onion, but sometimes the garlic I don't. I just throw it in there sometimes. I'm just going to cut it in like 4s. Throw it in there. It's going to fall apart anyway. Okay, let me get that out of the way. Gonna put some garlic. How many of you guys have made bone broth before? Or have you just bought it? This batch will make me about 5 jars this size. I don't know if this is the, is this the quart size, my fellow canning people? Or is this the, I can't remember what size this is. But anyway, this is the, not the biggest size, but the, you know, not the smallest either. So it makes 4 or 5 depending on the bones, because sometimes I'll get more juice out of a batch than other times. Okay, I'm just gonna throw all these garlics in there. I love garlic, so if you don't love garlic, you can leave the garlic out. And I'll come check y'all's comments in just a second. Want to get this kind of in there so I can show you the bones. So I posted about the meat market in my group. I don't allow selling in my group, but I am allowing them to post in our group because, and when I say I don't allow selling in our group, it's because I don't want a lot of people. There are some people who have MLM businesses, and I know some of us have. I have an MLM business, a couple of them. But I don't like to harass people. If people want to learn about something, they can come to me and I'll tell them. But there are some groups I'm in that people will message everyone in that group and try to sell them stuff. And they like, I didn't come to this group for that. I came to this group to learn about keto, right? Or to get support about my weight loss and my, you know, everything. So that's why I don't allow selling in the group. But I am going to allow them to post because they're just going to post like, when they have specials, they're going to post about those keto hot meals that I was talking about in the post I made, which I think if you live local is going to be awesome. So I really think, you know, so for my thing about it is real food. Just eat real food, right? We don't need all these products and different things. So real food is okay. So that's why I told them it was okay to do it. So you don't have to buy anything, but it's just FYI if you live local so you can, she hasn't posted anything yet, but I just told her she could. So let me move this out of the way. my grass-fed bones that I get from the butcher, from the meat market that I was talking about. I used to just use the ones that we had because we had a bunch of meat in my mom's freezer from my mom and my brother split a cow. And I started off just using those. And then we used them all up. So now I gotta do this. So here's my bones. I don't even think I'm going to use all of these. But I'll probably use half of these and save the other half for another batch. So I'm basically just going to throw those in there. Probably use half of them. Another thing you can do too is save your bones from when you eat steak. When you have a roast that has a bone in it, like a pork butt roast, your chicken legs, things like that, save those bones and put them in a freezer bag in your freezer, and then you can throw them in with your other bones, and it makes really great. The best broth I've made has been one that has a mixture of pork, beef, and chicken all mixed together. So, FYI, save your bones. And I'm gonna put a ribeye bone in here too. So I'm gonna put one more of these. Then I'm gonna rewrap this in a minute. Put it back in the freezer. I'll retape it. Grab my ribeye bone. Is it? Nope. I'm going to throw those in there. Okay, so I've got that. So I've got celery, I've got carrots, I've got onion, I've got garlic, I've got the bones. I'm going to put a couple bay leaves. And if you don't have an Instant Pot, you can cook this in your crock pot for about 12 hours or longer. If you want it to go longer, that's fine too. Or you can put it on the stove, bring it to a simmer and then put it down to a low setting and let it just sit there for 12 hours or so. But I love doing it in the Instant Pot. I think it's a lot easier, it's a lot quicker, and I feel like it really gets all the collagen out of the bones really well. So that's why I like to do it, but you don't have to have it to do it. And this is the bigger size. I think it's the 8-quart Instant Pot. I have a smaller one too, it's over there. I made some eggs in it this morning, hard-boiled eggs. I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, which is about 4 capfuls. And the reason I put the apple cider vinegar is because it helps to pull all the collagen out of the bones. So you're getting more of that precious nutrition that we want out of those bones, right? So I'm gonna put that in there. Then I'm gonna put salt and pepper. I normally put pink Himalayan sea salt. I do not have any. I ran out, so I'm using sea salt. It's just regular sea salt. And I put salt in here, but then sometimes I add more after it's done, just because it's your taste preference, right? Of how you want it when you're drinking it if you're drinking it in a mug. And you can also use this for soups or whatever you want. I use it in my Mississippi pot roast. All right, so I got that. Got everything in the jacuzzi. The hot tub, right? Then we put some water in it. Let's see if I can do this without spilling it. And fill it to the fill line. Well, that's almost perfect. Just perfect. Awesome. All right, then I'm going to put the lid on it. I know Larissa has an Instant Pot. Who else has an Instant Pot? I'm gonna put this on manual. It's gonna take a second because I just cooked something else in it. For 120 minutes. And then all I have to do when it's done, which I'll hop back on later when it's done, because I have to let it cool before I can fool with it again. Once it cools, then I'm gonna, what I do is I put a pot down and I strain it through a colander and cheesecloth. And that gets all the vegetables out and the little bits of any meats that might still be hanging out in there out of it, so that when you're drinking it, it's not grainy tasting or whatever. But so this is what I set it on. And I'm actually going to, I just wanted to show you guys that. I'm actually going to cancel it and move it over there because I don't like to have it plugged into the extension cord. But I wanted to show you guys what I set it on. So let me move it real quick and then we'll chat. Give me 1 second. Okay, so it's going to take a while to come to pressure, and then it will eventually count down from the 120. So right now it says on. It'll take several minutes to come to pressure because there's so much water and stuff in there, and then it'll start counting down the 120 minutes. Let me see what your comments are. Thanks, I got them on Etsy, Stacy. Well, actually, my husband got them for me. Let's see. Oh, awesome, Larissa. Oh, awesome, yes. Free grass-fed bones, that's awesome. You can use your crock pot, and you can use your, just a pot on the stove if you need to. Oh, that's a good idea to put your strainer inside of it. Okay, good job. That's good. I may have to try that next time. My big colander won't fit in there, so thank you, Stacy. It's a new shirt. I'll post the person that made it for me. She's on Instagram, and she made Keto Ginger one, and I really liked it, so I asked her what she could make me. And on the side, I don't know if you guys can see, it's got Paleobarbie right here. She couldn't fit does keto, so we just did Paleobarbie, which I was Paleobarbie before I was Paleobarbie does keto, so I liked it fine. It's cool. I like it. It's comfy and it's warm. It's a rainy day here, so yeah. So have any of you guys encountered keto police like I was talking about earlier? Ah, I need to order that. I have a strainer, but it's really, let me show it to you. Let me go get it. Let me see if this is what you use. I have this, but I don't think this would hold everything. See, it's got the whole, is this what you have, or do you have more of the round silver thing? And again, I didn't do my hair today. It's raining and ain't nobody got time for that. I'll do it for tomorrow because I have to work. So, let me see. Hi, Keto Cat. My eye is itching. All right, talk to me about Keto Police. Who's encountered Keto Police? Oh, you have the stainless steel one. Okay. So, I feel like we're gonna run people off from doing keto if people keep acting this way because it just makes me so mad. You know. Oh, cool. Awesome. Sounds good. What do you put in yours, Larissa? In your bone broth? That's different than mine. Do you add any other different spices or any other things? I have talked to someone the other day about how they make the bone broth out of fish bones, and I thought that sounded interesting, but I was trying to figure out how in the world you would make it out of fish bones without the fish bones, especially in an Instant Pot, without the fish bones like disintegrating into your cup of broth. Oh, you put chicken bones, yeah. Yeah, the last batch I made, Larissa, I had a pork butt bone left over. I had some chicken bones, and I had these beef bones mixed together. Was the best broth I've ever made. I don't particularly like chicken just by itself. but I do like it mixed with stuff. I don't know why. I guess the chicken broth, bone broth, just didn't have as much flavor to me or something, or at least that batch didn't. But I like it mixed. Yeah. Ugh, this hair, you guys. Cool deal. Also, okay, so what I made right before I got on was, and I need to take them out, so I'll go grab them to show you guys. And I don't know if Larissa does this either, but I make my hard-boiled eggs in my Instant Pot. It's super easy, and I feel like they peel so much easier, and I can do a bunch of them at one time, walk away for a few minutes, come back, and we're good. So let me show you my eggs, because I gotta take them out of my thing. So I just did these. So you put them in the Instant Pot. I did it in my smaller one on, so you put these racks in your Instant Pot, and then this one stacks on top like this. And so you put your eggs in there, you put a cup of water, you put it on for 5 minutes, then you let it do the slow or the cooling cycle, whatever you call it, warming cycle, keep it warm, I don't know what you call it, cycle that it automatically goes onto for 5 minutes. Then I cancel it, turn it off, open it, and put them in cold water for 5 minutes. Sometimes they go longer than 5 minutes because, you know, life, you get busy. But they come out perfect almost every time. Let me get something to put them in. So then I just take a Tupperware and I stick them in my fridge, and we have hard-boiled eggs for the week until we eat them all. And my husband will eat them for breakfast. Sometimes we'll put them for salads, or we'll have them on salads, or we'll have them for snacks. My grandbaby, she absolutely loves them, so when she comes over, she usually eats 2 or 3, so then I have to make more. So then I just stick them in the fridge like so, and then we have them. Fridge tour. No. Just kidding. So do any of you guys make hard-boiled eggs for the week or in your Instant Pot? If so, comment below. It doesn't have to be in your Instant Pot. I used to do it on the stove. It works fine if you don't have an Instant Pot. Yes, me too. Cool deal. Cool deal. All right, what's everybody having to eat today? What's everybody having for lunch? I'm having my leftovers of what I made on here yesterday for my lunch. And then tonight, what do I have planned for tonight? I don't remember. I'll have to go look at my meal plan because I need to thaw it out apparently. I meal prep for lunches and breakfasts mostly for him because I don't eat a lot of breakfast. But I did today though. And then I plan out the week for meals and buy those groceries. And then I can always switch the days if I want to. I just have to remember to thaw it out or whatever. Yeah, well, it depends on what you want it for. If you wanted it to make broth, I'd suggest getting the big one. But if you're just making like meals and boiled eggs and a smaller batch of broth, you could go with the 6-quart because it's a good size. I just like the big one for making big batches of things because I can make a big batch of broth. I can make soups and chilies that make a big batch. But for, when it's just me, my son, and my husband, and we're eating a meal and I'm making it in the Instant Pot, I usually make it in the smaller one. You're a keto wannabe. You're good. We're going to get you there. We're bringing you over to the dark side, Larissa. Slowly but surely. You've dabbled in paleo, so I know you can we can get you over here to keto. Oh, egg and cheese omelet sounds yummy. You have 2 6-quarts, but you want an 8-quart. I got my first one, the 6-quart, because a friend of ours from church got it, used it once, and didn't like it. I don't know if she was scared of it or if she was it just wasn't her thing. Maybe she's a crock pot person. Maybe it just it seemed too hard for her or whatever. But I got it really cheap from her, and the first one. And then the big one I got for Christmas last year or the year before. Was it the year before? I think it was the year before. I got it for Christmas for my husband. Pork chops and salad. Okay, cool. Cool deal. Well, I made for breakfast this morning, so I'm not even sure when I'm going to eat lunch because I'm not hungry yet. I don't know if you guys watched my Texas Keto Baking video, but I made a breakfast sandwich on one of their jalapeno biscuits. That was like the best thing I've had in my life. It was so good, y'all. So I just took my biscuit, cut it in half, and like pan fried it in some butter, toasted it up, and then I put bacon on it and a fried egg and some cheese. And it was delicious. Delicious. I didn't even miss the regular biscuit because it tasted just like, it was probably better than a regular biscuit, to be frank. It was so good. So, all right, so I'm going to go soup for dinner. Chicken soup. Yum. Oh, because you're making broth, so that makes sense. Yeah. Oh, share this with your friends. Share it on your timeline. Share it if you're in another group that allows you to share stuff in it. And then put shared in the comments so I can enter you in the drawing because I want you guys to win the prize. Okay? So, I will see you guys later. I'll come back on when I'm straining it and show you guys how I did that. But that won't be till a lot later because I like to let it totally cool. Alright? I'll talk to you guys soon.